Hello, everybody. This is Gerald Celente, and it's Thursday, November 30th, 2023. And here are some of today's trends in the news. And again, the trend is your friend, and we're the only ones giving it to you. You're not getting it anywhere else. It's just here. This is the cover of yesterday's Wall Street Journal. $5 a day for this, right? Look at this guy. Investing legend Munger. Buffett's partner dies at 99. Big fucking story. Another page. What the fuck do I care? How does that help me as a trend forecaster? I have to find information about the current events forming future trends in all different areas, as you see in the Trends Journal, which is about over 170 pages a week. We cover high-tech science, technocracy with Joe Duran. We cover AI, geopolitics, on and on. High-tech science and health. And I got it. This shit. And again, it's just a bunch of crap. Yeah, this was the one. Tuesdays, Wall Street Journal. Look at this stupid fucking cover. A visit from St. Nicholas, White House's version. First Lady Jill Biden showed off the White House Christmas decorations. What the fuck do I care about this shit? And now, Kissinger died. Oh, that fucking murdering prick. Oh no, they loved him. You go to some of the sites, he was so good. What a fucking track record of death that scumbag had. Anyway, so onto the markets. The numbers came in better than I would have thought they came in. The personal consumption expenditures index was down. It rose only 0.2% last month and 3.5% for the year ending in October. But again, when you look at the real numbers and you go to John Williams' shadow stats, it's double than that. But the markets love it, and the markets keep going up. And I really believe they're going to go down this month. That's my forecast. It's a wild shot, but I think that's what it's going to do. Annually, the Commerce Department latest personal income in October report also showed consumers reined in spending in October. Consumer expenditures increased 0.2% last month, a pullback from 0.7% in September. So when you put inflation in there, they're buying a lot less. And you're seeing the Christmas numbers, the holiday numbers come out too. And they spent an average, less on average than they did back in 2019, according to the National Retail Federation. And that was before the COVID war. So these high rates are going to take a hit. But again, you look at the credit card balances are growing, delinquencies are going up, student loan payments now they're coming back, wage growth it's down, way down compared to inflation. So it's the markets are rigged. It's a game, nothing more than a game, because the reality isn't there for this to keep going up. Because the dangers. But by the way, the street is guessing that by the end of June, 90% guess that they're going to be lowering interest rates. We're saying they're going to do it a lot earlier. They're going to juice this market up as much as they can, as early as they can. So what else do we have here? World economy will slow next year because of inflation, high rates, and war. That's according to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. And there's no fucking organization for economic cooperation and development. It's a fucking crime syndicate run by the bigs. They say the United States and China, they could decelerate. The U.S. economy is forecast to expand just 1.5% in 2024. So when you put 1.5% expansion and you put real inflation into it, it's declining. Okay? Those are the facts. Only, and China, China with their zero COVID policy, we're writing week after week after week after week after week where China's going and why. And again, we reversed our trends. We said that the 20th century was the American century, but the 21st century would be the Chinese century because the business of America has been war and the business of China is business. But when they launched the COVID war on Chinese Lunar New Year, 2020, the year of the rat, and 3 years of zero COVID policy, they destroyed the lives and livelihoods of hundreds of millions of people throughout China. So this thing isn't coming back. So they did it to themselves. Yep. Again, all your data is in your magazine. And again, then you have this war going on, the Israel war. Then you have the Ukraine war. And again, there's reports coming out that Ukraine is now sending missiles and bombs like 3,000 miles into Russia. I warned about this week after week after week. They lost the war. They're going to do a major event, false flag, real, bomb a nuclear plant, something, blame it on Russia, whatever. They're going to get back in the news, and they're going to keep pumping more money into keeping this war going. And this is going to have an effect on the economy. Pending home sales dropped to a record low, even worse than during the financial crisis. The CNBC, they hit the lowest level since the National Association of Realtors began tracking this metric in 2001. And the mortgage rates have come down. They're about 7.3%, but they're still too high. And this is interesting. They noted that home sales priced above $750,000 are increasing. Yep. So the people with dough keep buying. And again, the markets up where I am up here in Kingston, New York, are still very hot. Yep. Sales are down 8.5% from October of last year. All right, you ready for this? Big story over here in Wall Street Journal. Health hiring offsets cooling job market. They go on to say this. They keep showing that the job numbers, health hiring, these are people, the people that are getting jobs are in the service sector, hospitality sector, this sector, they don't get a lot of dough. So your standard of living is declining because these are just jobs, as many are, for the plantation workers of Slavelandia. That's all this has become. Again, as I say, every time I go into a Lowe's or a Home Depot, my heart breaks when I see the people working there. Because I know they have absolutely no future. And again, what's one of your top trends for 2023? Office building bust. We warned about this for over 3 years. No one's paying attention to us. They totally ignore it. But here it is. So here's a story in yesterday's Wall Street Journal, another big one. U.S. agencies struggle to fill offices. Agencies. The GAO estimated 17 agencies had used an average of only 1/4 or less of the capacity of the headquarters. We're paying this fucking money for these clowns. Look at this shit. 1/4 vacancy, occupancy rate. 1/4. Federal agencies spend about $2 billion a year to operate federal office buildings and $5 billion annually to lease privately owned office spaces. $7 billion robbing our fucking money because these scumbags are in charge. Quote, whether you're talking about downtown Boston or Denver or North Virginia, occupancy is down substantially. And this is according to John Fish, chairman of Real Estate Roundtable. No fucking shit. How long have we warned this? It goes back to what no one's talking about, the banking crisis that's going to come. It's going to happen. There's going to be defaults like you've never seen before. The District of Columbia's office vacancy rate, it's vacant, office vacancy rate, 2.3%. In October, 71% of federal agencies offered hybrid work. Yep, great. All right. Again, here it is. It's global. Property slump hits Renee Benko. The property slump sweeping the globe has claimed the new high-profile victim, Renee Benko, an Austrian-born realtor department store magnate. Benko's main holding company, Signal Holdings, said Wednesday it is filing for insolvency in Austria with its valued property portfolio of nearly $30 billion fucking dollars. Got it? That's just one company. They're not talking about, not one fucking word about how this is going to damage the banking system. Nothing. Nothing. But don't worry, the bigs keep getting bigger. Pet care firm and $2.3 billion buyout. KKR secures full control of Global Atlantic. Blackstone buys Rover in $2.3 billion deal. Look at all these private equity gangs, venture capitalist gangs, hedge fund gangs that control the whole fucking economy. Where's the markets going? 1% control 54% of the U.S. equity markets. Oh, Munger died. Hey, Munger, did you build a big fucking casket to take your billions of dollars with you? Because you gave fucking not one penny for peace or life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. All they're doing is buying up everything, getting bigger, and everybody else getting poorer. Calm down, Celente. Be a good plantation worker of slave land or else we'll hang you. KKR. Fuck KKK. And moving on. Ukraine war. You ready for this? Palestinian advocates deride MSNBC's cancellation of Mehdi Hassan's news show. They canceled his show, sparking anger from Palestinian rights supporters who consider the progressive host a rare critic of Israel's policy in the United States. No fucking shit. Or didn't they fire Phil Donahue, one of the, it was MSNBC or CNBC, one of those, that fired him when he was against the Iraq war? Oh, one of my books. One of those books, the Zizzy book over there, what Zizzy gave Honey Boy. They did a movie on this. Doris Roberts. Doris Roberts was she played the mother on that TV show, Everyone Loves Raymond. And you can see the movie. The movie, it's on YouTube. There's only 15 minutes of the movie. She died 15 minutes into the movie. And it's about me getting blacklisted from all of the media when I said what would happen with the Afghan war and the Iraq wars. So that's the media that you're getting, and that's not what you're getting from us. And that's why you have to subscribe to the Trends Journal, trendsjournal.com. Trendsjournal.com. We're giving you what nobody else is. Well, a couple of people are, I shouldn't say, but not in trends. Nobody's doing the trends like we are. But that gives you an example of what's going on. Far right warns Netanyahu on hostage deal. This is from the Financial Times. Far right ministers in Israel pile pressure on Benjamin Netanyahu. Now listen to the language. Far right. How about warmongering fucking pricks? And I can't say the other word. Ministers. Far right ministers. Yes, minister, Yes, minister. Some low-life pieces of political shit. As your magazine cover the Trends Journal shows, these are the people in charge. Political dickheads. 2 of Israeli ministers' cabinets ramped up attacks on the ceasefire. However, you ready for this? Netanyahu said that Israel would resume its military campaign, quote, after completing this stage of the return of the hostages, adding that, quote, there is no situation in which we do not go back fighting until the end. The end? What's the end? Again, you get your T-shirt because these are the politicians. Yep. Hey, politicians, who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? And there's the back of it. Yep. Fighting until the end. And again, you know, if there was terrorists in, like this woman, Nixon, who was protesting down in Washington, this actress said, if there were terrorists in Maryland, what do you blow the whole place up? What does that accomplish? War in Gaza extracts horrific toll on children. This is another one from the Financial Times. All the Palestinian, this is heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to read. Yep. Of 14,800 Palestinians killed by Israel since October 7th, 6,000 are children, according to Gaza's health authorities. At least 9,000 have been injured, many suffering horrific burns, wounds requiring amputation. About 3,500 children are still missing, believed crushed under rubble. So you come out against this, and little fucking scumbags, you little fucking pricks that write on the channel that I hate Jews and an anti-Semite, as I said, go fuck yourself. I'm not anti-American when I hate pricks like Kissinger, may he rot in fucking hell for the wars he caused, or Nixon, or Clinton, or Obama, or Bush. I am a true American. I'm a patriot. I believe in the founding fathers. And you little scumbags, you'll hate this. I'm a warrior for the Prince of Peace. That's right. We don't believe in slaughtering innocent people. Oh, I'm a close combat guy. I'll attack the attacker, but I won't attack anybody that doesn't attack me. Murder in the first degree in front of everybody's eyes. Oh, the fucking crap spewing out of little Chucky Schumer's mouth, calling us anti-Semites, and you're not a fucking Semite. The Palestinians are Semites, scumbag. You're Eastern European Ashkenazis. N-A-Z-I at the end of Ashka. All right? And that's exactly what you're doing. Murdering innocent people. Where's the outrage from the parliaments? Where's the outrage from Congress? None. None. Because they all get paid off. And, oh, that little cottonmouth. Oh, the tough guy. I was in their military. Yeah. All you guys that support war and you clown little girls, go over there and fight or shut your mouth. And stop stealing my money to do it, as well as the plantation workers of Slavelandia. But they're going to get us into it. When all else fails, they take you to war. And the people who swallow the shit, just like they were dumb enough to swallow little Georgie Bush's crap, they'll swallow bullshit Biden's. What else? Israel arrests almost as many Palestinians as it has released during the truce. Over the same 4 days, they released 117 children and 33 women. 130. They call them detainees. They don't call them prisoners. The Israelis are hostages, but they call what they've been locking up Palestinians. They call them detainees, children and women. But that they don't show the suffering that they're doing. Only what Hamas did to it. And again, what Hamas did was terrible. Over the same 4 days that Israel released they arrested at least 133 Palestinians from East Jerusalem, according to Palestinian Prisoners Association. Under Israel's 56-year military occupation of the West Bank, Israel forces carry nightly raids into Palestinian homes, arresting to 15 to 20 people on calm days. In the first 2 weeks of October 7th, Israel doubled the number of Palestinians in custody from 5,200 people to more than 10,000. All right? Yeah. This is even from the New York Times. Hundreds of new inmates also flooded into the prison. Some of the more than 2,000 Palestinians arrested. Again, they even say it. Then you have an article that comes out. Relatives tell of captives' homicide ordeal. But how about the captives of Israel's ordeal? How about what the Palestinians are suffering? Nope, doesn't count. And then there's a big article in today's Wall Street Journal. Gaza protests open generational divide. Big story. The young people are totally against this. Totally against it. One theme prominent in protests across the country is the opposition, quote, to settler colonialism or violent empire building that displaces the indigenous community. Zionism, support for Israel as the Jewish state, is viewed by many college protesters as the modern equivalent to European colonization of the Americas and Africa. And they are correct. It's colonization in front of everybody's eyes. And to call them settlers is total fucking...
Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horse shit.
You got it. What else we got here? You ready for this one? This fucking arrogant little fucking prick that just got elected over there in the Netherlands. Another far right. This Gert Wilders, wild as shit. He said Jordan is Palestine, and that after they should relocate Palestinians to Jordan. So they should have no free state. Jordan is Palestine. Hey, fuckface. Maybe you're too fucking stupid to read. You can't read the Trends Journal. Again, Crusades 2006. Wrote about Crusades 2000 in my best-selling book, Trends 2000. And I'll keep reading this over and over again. Not Jordan, scumbag. Regardless of what England's reasons or intentions, self-serving or otherwise, Crusades 2000 was set in motion by the 1917 Balfour Declaration that laid the foundation for Israel. Quote, His Majesty's government views with favor the establishment in Palestine of a national home for the Jewish people. In Palestine, prick. In Palestine, not Jordan. Wilders, another political piece of scum. They're all scum, these politicians, with very, very few. Very few aren't. The guy like the best in America is this guy, Thomas Massey from Kentucky. He's the only real man out there that I see. What's another one of your top trends that we warned about? Middle East meltdown, right? Today's Wall Street Journal. As U.S. and Iran spar, experts fear misstep could start wider war. Yep, and this is the quote from Iran's foreign minister. We understand the U.S. does not want the war to spread, but we think the U.S. wants the war to intensify. If the U.S. continues its military, political, and financial support of Israel and helps manage Israel's military attacks on Palestinian civilians, then it must face the consequences. End quote. Sending all our billions of dollars of weapons to kill innocent people is disgusting. But none of the mainstream media. You ready? Moving on. NATO diplomats, they dip low on the mat and take it up the ass. Including Blinken. Oh, the daddy's boy Blinken? Don't you know my daddy was? I went to Dalton. I went to Harvard. I went to Yale. I'm one of the. Don't you know I am? I'm a warmongering freak. Ever since I've been in there, I loved war. Under Obama, every one of them. Vow to maintain support for Ukraine. Oh, you vowed to maintain support for Ukraine? Go over there and fucking fight. Go over there and fight or shut your fucking mouth. Vow to maintain support. Vow to steal our money to give it to the military-industrial complex to keep the slaughter going. Keep bloodying those killing fields. Be a good American. Who are they to decide? Who the fuck are they to decide? Diplomats. He added, Blinken, that he expects President Biden's request for $61.4 billion in additional military and economic support for Israel will be approved by Congress. Congress. Slime balls. As the fucking country's rotting in front of us. As people living paycheck to paycheck. Can't make ends meet. What, they got 130 billion bucks already that they've already said they could send there. Anyway, U.S. suicides reached a record last year. No shit. We warned about this would happen when they locked down everybody. And this is the fucking language they use. This is why you get the Trends Journal. You go to trendsjournal.com. And remember, they're blacklisting me. They're taking me off. So we need your support. So not only to get the Trends Journal, it helps you in a million different ways, but to keep this channel going, get more subscribers here. So hit that button over there, you know, that you need to get it, to get that subscribe thing there. So you get, again, we warned about this was going to happen. Here's what they write. The record reflects a broad struggle to help people in mental distress following a pandemic. Now, not a pandemic. The World Health Organization, the World Horror Organization, called it a pandemic on March 11th, 2020, when the grand total of 4,219 people died out of 8 billion. It wasn't a pandemic. 99.93% of the people are still alive. All right? And when you look at the numbers that come out now that they're finally reporting, that if you broke your neck and fell off a ladder and broke your neck, but you had COVID, they put you down as COVID rather than a busted neck. So the numbers are even lower. So it wasn't a pandemic. But going on, that left many isolated and afraid. All right? Little fuck faces made this shit up. Stand 6 feet apart. Put on your mask when you walk in a restaurant. Take it off when you sit down. When you walk in an airplane, put on that mask. Take it off when you're eating and drinking, even though people are sitting all around you, because COVID knows when you're eating or drinking. So just do what you're told. They fucked this thing up so bad. Again, going back to China, all things are connected when they launched the COVID war. And again, I believe they did that to stop the protests in Hong Kong. Out of city of 7.5 million people, over 1 million were taken to the streets. COVID came, can't go protest anymore, can't protest. And again, one of our top trends for 2020 was New World Disorder. There were protests going on everywhere. COVID came, they stopped, and there were protests in Algeria, in Lebanon, in South Africa, in India, in Algeria, all over the world. Colombia, Peru, Chile. Can't go out anymore. I wonder why people are committing suicide. Anyway, check out yesterday's Celente and the Judge. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, to support us, we're supporting you. Trendsjournal.com, trendsjournal.com, the only magazine in the world that gives you history before it happens. Thank you.
At the Trends Journal, the best investment you could make, because it's the best investment into your mind, and it can change how you look at the world.
His work is actually a gold mine. Anybody interested in politics, political trends, economic trends, social trends, cultural trends, you have to follow him. Gerald Celente.
The Trends Journal is one of the greatest sources of information, and and it really is. You're predicting these things well ahead of time. I would encourage everyone to go grab the latest copy.
Been a Trends Journal subscriber for 20 years. I just have to commend you. What you guys have put together in your latest Trends Journal, there's nothing like this out there.
Sir, everything that you predicted about the economy, you were absolutely right. So I have followed you all this time. So please take a look at the Trends Journal.
You correctly forecast that the Fed would hike rates quite aggressively, correctly said that initially gold and silver would drop as the Fed starts to raise rate to 1.5% and above. When we spoke last, Bitcoin was around 49,000. You said you expect to drop, and if it drops below 30, 35, then it could really drop.
Trends Journal, which I would encourage people to go and check out. It's actually a 200-page document, pure data-driven analysis.
Gerald Celente, the top trends forecaster in the world. Gerald, you had an interesting call back in September of last year. You said gold had bottomed, which is exactly what happened. And here we are, and we're above $1,900.
Subscribe to the Trends Journal. Read history before it happened at trendsjournal.com.